Okay, this is page 58. Given figure shows the incomplete front and top views of two round pipes which interpenetrate. Instructions determine the following. The curve interpenetrating in the front view, so somewhere in the front view, the curve, the development of branch pipe A, this is branch pipe A, and then complete the top view. Okay, so first thing is, when you have a circle, you have to cut it into that equal pizza slices. So the easiest way for me, I put my longest edge of my 30-degree triangle. I shift it till it crosses my center of the circle, and I draw construction line, and I continue passing it through, draw another line, and then I flip my triangle, and I'm doing exactly the same, shifting it and shifting it through. Okay, then I have, let's call it 1, 2, 3. This one, because it's at an angle of 45 degrees, I'm taking my 45 triangle and I'm doing exactly the same. I'm shifting it through the first place it cuts, and the second one, turning it, making sure the long edge is there, and drawing those lines again. Okay, now we are going to take all of these lines over to my front view and numbering them 2 and 12, 3 and 11. This line is going to be 10 and 4, 9, 5, 6 and 8, and then 7. This is number 1. Okay, then 7, this is going to be 6 and 8, 5, and then 4 and 1, 5 and 9, 4 and 1. Okay, then I'm going to carry these lines down. That's going to be number 7. I'll label them now. Okay, 7, 6 and 8, 5 and 9, 10 and 4, 3 and 11, 2 and 12, and then number 1. Okay, so because these two circles is equal, I know that number 4 and number 4 is going to be there, and 10 and 10. And this is as easy as climbing steps. The next one we have is 5. So number 5 is next to number 5, numbering it. Then number 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have number 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, and then back to number 4. Okay, so I'm quickly going to draw my top view and complete that one. Okay, there my front view is next. The top view is done. So now I must get the shape that's going here. And again, this is like walking steps. That is number 1. Now, number 2 and number 6 is on the same line, which means if I go up with this line, I will find number 2. Then go down to the left, then you will find number 3. Down to the left, number 4. Now, if we are on the left side, then we go back down to the right, number 5. Down to the right, 6. Down to the right, and 7. Then we go back all around. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Back to number 1. Then you will find that this is basically 2 straight lines. Okay, now to do my development of branch pipe A. Oh, I'm sorry, I must do this a bit more at the top because we need to do a line division. I must leave enough space for myself for the line division. Okay, so this is going to be point number 1. And now we have to determine the circumference of the circle. Now you must study this. The circumference is 2 pi radius. Okay, so if we take 2 pi radius, it is basically 2 times pi, and then our radius is 25. And if I go on my calculator, it gives me a total measurement of 157, let's call it 0.8. Okay, now I take my ruler and I'm going to measure 157,1 basically. Okay, so 157, just a bit over 7. Okay, so from number 1 up until number 1, that's going to be point number 1. Then I'm going to do my line division. So I'm going to draw a line down here and I'm going to mark it starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will see I place my ruler at number 1. And then I'm going to mark it up until number 13, because we must remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then back to number 1. Okay, then from this line I'm going to draw a line up until number 1, and then by using my 2 rulers together, placing the 1 there, I'm going to shift and divide my lines to divide that line into equal lines. I'm drawing parallel lines to that first line that we drew. And just to make sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, and number 1. Excellent. Then our construction lines that goes up. 1, 2, okay, now I'm just going to take these measurements of my front view, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just mark them according. And now we must just do the outlines, and remember, because this is a circle, we are not going to say any fold lines. So, okay, I just used my French curves to do it nice. If you don't have French curves, please just do it as neat as possible freehand.